हैव हर्ड स्टोरीज लाइक एवरेस्ट में एक तो घोस्टली स्टोरीज ये सब सुनते ही हैं कि कुछ ये होता है, रात को सोने का ठीक ठिकाना नहीं, ये वो एवलांचेस ये वो। आई हैव हर्ड कि कोई डेड बॉडीज हैं जिनको लैंडमार्क बना गया है, बिकॉज जो डेड बॉडीज हैं वो तो डिके नहीं करती, बट पीपल हैव डाइड, तो उसको एक लैंडमार्क बना दिया गया है, माइलस्टोन बना दिया गया कि इनकी डेड बॉडी पे आप आओगे, फिर आप आगे जाओगे तो रास्ता ऐसे निकलता है। सो व्हाट इज ऑल दिस, आप जब चढ़ रहे थे उसकी थोड़ी एक्सपीरियंस हमको बताएं, बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल वो उन्होंने ऐसा कुछ सुना ही नहीं है फ्रॉम अ फर्स्ट हैंड एक्सपीरियंस।
What is it like to climb Mount Everest? It's a very loaded question. मैं थोड़ा सा टाइम लूंगा इसको
आराम से बताइए।
विस्तार में डिस्क्रिप्टिव वे में एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए, because no matter how hard I try, 26 letters can't explain what I felt up there. But just to take you through the process of climbing Everest, uh, it takes around 40 to 45 days to climb that mountain. Why does it take so long? Because you don't climb this mountain in one go. Jैसे right now you must be thinking you start from base camp, go to camp 1, go to camp 3, camp 4, summit, ऐसा ऐसे climb नहीं होता है. Why? Because it is a high altitude mountain. It is the highest mountain. So at high altitude, the oxygen saturation in the atmosphere is very low. In other words, oxygen is very low as you go higher.
डेंसिटी बहुत कम है, यहाँ पे अगर इतना जगह लें तो उसमें ऑक्सीजन बहुत कम है।
So if we talk in numbers, there is only 30% oxygen on the summit of Everest as compared to sea level. So basically, to get the same amount of oxygen in your body, which you get here in one breath, you will have to take 3 to 4 breaths up there to get that same amount of oxygen in your system. So the most important thing on the mountain there is to acclimatize ourselves. Acclimatize matlab you get your body used to the rising altitude. So how we do that is we start from the base camp, go to camp 1, spend 1 or 2 nights, come back to base camp, rest for a few days. We go up to camp 1, camp 2, spend a few nights there and come back to base camp. Go up to camp 1, camp 2, camp 3, spend a night and come back to base camp. Why are we doing this? To introduce our body slowly to high altitude, ताकि body gets enough time to adjust, to acclimatize. So that is why it takes such a long time. And once you are acclimatized, it you wait for a good weather window to go for the summit. And once you get a good weather window, it takes 5 to 6 days to go up, 5 days to go up and 2 days to come down. So that is the scheduling part of it. The experience
वाह,
of it is very different because the more time you spend at high altitudes, the more screwed up your body is getting. मतलब आप वहां पे चाहे कुछ भी खाओ, your body, you're losing weight like nothing else, and not fat. You're losing muscles, you're losing your strength. So actually, before the expedition, we bulk up. We, with healthy fats and some muscles, so that when you are there, by the time you are done, you should not be like complete bone. So,
माय गॉड।
and I climbed Everest from China, from Tibet. There are two routes to climb Everest. The traditional route, where I think 99% people who attempt Everest climb from Nepal. मेरे में थोड़ा कीड़ा था, तो I chose the side from Tibet, which is technically much more difficult. It is a little more safer, but technically more difficult and challenging.
सो
Hmm.
ब्रदर, आपने टिबेट का राउट क्यों चूज किया रादर देन द नॉर्मल ट्रेडिशनल नेपाल रूट?
Oh, it's a very good question that why did I choose to climb from Tibet instead of where maximum people climb from Nepal? Well, many reasons. Uh, the first ever video I saw of Everest in 2010, when YouTube and everything was very new, when there were very limited videos on YouTube, was of an expedition from north. It was a 2004 expedition, and they had made a beautiful 7-minute video of the north side climb. And I kept watching it for a year, 2 years, every day, subah sham. I used to just watch that, and I will share that link. I will share it with you. You can put it in the description below for people to watch that. But so that's when I think subconsciously I felt more for the north side. The other reason is that since 2012, since
Hmm.
the last 1 decade, Everest has become very commercial,
हाँ,
and more people are going there.
correct.
So every year we hear news of traffic jams happening in above 8,000 meters. So
Okay.
human traffic jam. So that is very, very dangerous. When you are above 8,000 meters, that area is regarded as death zone. Death zone, why? Because in that above 8,000 meters, which is
हाँ.
26,000 feet, there
Hmm.
is not enough oxygen to sustain your life for more than 72 hours. And you can't eat anything, you can hardly drink anything, you
God.
can't sleep, and it's basically your body is dying slowly, your brain process is shutting down, your thought process is slowing down, your organs slowly are shutting down because they are getting
God.
less oxygen. So you are on a very borrowed time when you are at that altitude. So if at that altitude, and plus it's very cold, -30 -40 degrees hota hai on the summit day.
Holy
So
cow.
on that summit day, if you are not able to walk on your pace, your fingers and toes will get very cold, and something like frostbite will happen. Frostbite is a condition where your the endings of your body's ears, lips, the toes,
Freeze हो
they
जाते हैं.
they literally die, and
God.
you have to amputate it. If you can't you can't save it. So in the traffic jams every year people lose their fingers and toes like anything. So I wanted to avoid this, and lucky I did, because there is a very famous picture of a traffic jam that happened up there, which is shot by Nimsdai, a climber. So that picture went viral around the world. Human traffic jam up just below summit of Everest. It was on the same day when I was climbing, but from the other side.
Oh my
And
God.
on the other side, my experience was completely different. It was just me and my Sherpa walking, and 10 साल का सपना था मेरा, और मैंने ऐसा ही इमेजिन किया था कि it will be just me and the mountain, and I had the experience that I always wanted, because I chose to climb from Tibet. अगर उस तरफ
God.
से चढ़ रहा होता तो आगे वाले का पिछवाड़ा ही दिखता मुझे बस, और कुछ नहीं दिखता. Really.
इतना ट्रैफिक जैम था. So brother, how was the view in your description? मतलब of course हम डॉक्यूमेंट्री वीडियोस देख के आपसे जान सकते हैं, बट आपके वर्ड्स में आप क्या बोलना चाहोगे? व्यू कैसा था?
If I close my eyes, I can still see it like I'm standing up there. And no matter how many times I speak about this, it never, it never gets old for me. It's so fresh in my mind. It's been 4 years. But yes, how was the view from the top of the world? It was, it was good. And I will describe you how it looks from up there. Okay.
Yeah.
This whole journey, as I mentioned in trekking, started for me when I did that trek and wanted to see the sunrise
Hmm.
from that small mountain. I wanted to see the sunrise from top of the world.
Correct.
And universe का timing देखो. At 5 a.m. in the morning, 23rd May 2019, I reached the top. And exactly when I reached the top, there was nobody up there. Okay, I had the whole top of the world to myself. My Sherpa was a little behind me, 5 minutes, 4 minutes behind me. And in that very moment, I saw the first uh, part of sun coming out
Oh
from
my
the eastern
God.
side, and you are so high that if you look around you, you can see the curvature of this earth. In your experience, you can see the earth is actually round. And
Wow.
if you look at far west, you can see the earth, the land still in darkness. You can see stars in the western sky, and on the eastern side the sun is coming up, and all the clouds, all the big mountains around you are all below you, and there is literally no mountain, no place higher where you can stand on this earth.
अच्छा, मतलब आसपास क्लाउड्स भी नहीं है?
Like, it was all down, it was all below us, a layer below us,
Are you
thousands of feet
serious?
below us.
जैसे
Yes,
फ्लाइट में चढ़ जाते हैं तो क्लाउड्स एकदम नीचे लगते हैं वैसे?
बस वैसा ही कुछ समझो. But that experience was something else. And on the western side, after the sun came up a little bit, we could see a perfect triangular shadow of Everest being casted on the earth. It was a proper triangle. It's crazy. I mean, the view from up there was something else. And I spent around 15-20 minutes on the top, and slowly people were coming in, and my camera was completely frozen. I mean, I had no camera to take a bloody photo up there. My Sherpa had 2% battery. So उसने बोला जल्दी मैं फोन निकालूंगा, तू फ्लैग खोल, फोटो खींचना है. मैं बोला मुझे थोड़ा साइड में जाने दो, where there are no people. He's like sit now, otherwise no photo. तो लोगों के बीच में बैठा मैं. And that's why the summit picture of Everest is not my favorite summit photo. It could
Correct.
have been much better, but the battery conditions were like that.
Correct.
And I had taken banners of sponsors and people who supported me. किसी के साथ फोटो नहीं खींच पाया. Just Indian flag and सदगुरु जी का रैली फॉर रिवर्स कैंपेन तभी चल रहा था.
ओके.
So वो बैनर, वो 2 summit pictures है मेरे पास और एक सेल्फी है बस.
अरे
And
वाह.
that was the experience. But those 15-20 minutes that I spent on the top of the world, nobody can take it away from me.